I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for Investmentpitch Media and FinTech News Network. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Adam Kai, the CEO and founder of VirgoCX cryptocurrency exchange. Adam, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show. I'm excited for today.
Thank you very much for your time as well, Ashton.
I'm very excited to learn a little bit about VirgoCX. I know that you guys have a cryptocurrency exchange as well as an OTC desk. Could you start off by giving a little bit of background into what is your guys' competitive advantage and what is the traction looking like right now?
Sure, no problem. So VirgoCX currently is a registered entity as a money service business for the FINTRAC, and we are a fiat to crypto exchange based in Toronto, Canada. Our headquarters is based in Toronto. So when we talk about competitive advantage, actually is the reason why we want to set up a new cryptocurrency exchange after all the other exchanges have been established is we want to really provide crypto traders a place where they can find the trading pairs to be very liquid so that they can get in and get out very easily with a very tight bid-ask spread. And also in the meantime, we want to provide traders a competitive trading fee schedule because currently Canadian landscape compared to the world is actually kind of expensive. So we want to reduce that cost to make every trader affordable to be traded on our platform. And also we realize it's very important to provide a very secure solutions for the traders. So that's actually in the two forms. One is on a fiat asset form, which is in CAD. We do have a very stable banking relationship that will provide our customers segregated bank accounts to store their assets. And the bank is certainly a Schedule 1 bank, so it's all insured. And secondly, it's very important also to have multiple authorization and the hard code wallet separated in order to make sure we don't have any key man risk, such as we will never happen for things like VirgoCX. And clients' assets, crypto assets, is top priority for us. And we want to make sure there will be no missing coins and there will be not rely upon any single person. Mm-hmm. And we make that right from day one. And last but not least, in terms of the OTC side, we actually want to provide clients a solution where they can basically call us, make a code anytime they want, and they don't need to worry about, the potential price slippage, because we always provide them one code and that can be locked once they perform the confirmation. And we do very, very fast settlement. That means it typically happens same day. No matter whether they want to sell coin or buy coin, they can receive the money within 0 business day. And the most will be T+1. And also we do not charge any fee. It's zero trading fee. Everything is included in the price we provide to them. That's why our OTC services and retail platform all have been growing pretty fast.
Wow, that's some great background, Adam. Thank you. And I like what you mentioned at the beginning, having a lot of trading pairs with high liquidity so people can make trades with small spread and get what they need right away. Can you talk a little bit more about what are the current major trading pairs on VirgoCX and what are the volumes like and what else is worth looking at on the order book?
Sure, no problem. So right now we have 11 pairs in total. Compared to many currency exchanges, that's not a large number because we have been very careful on what's the tokens we're listing. And whenever we list a token, we want to make sure the liquidity is well prepared. So right now, in terms of the CAD pair, which is really our advantage as being a fiat crypto exchange, we have BTC, ETH, BCH, LTC, EURS, we recently listed, USDT, and EURS. One thing to really mention here is we are actually the first exchange in the world that has the USDT to CAD pair on the retail platform. And also we are one of the first exchanges that provide EOS to CAD pair. And we really want to make sure, on the Canadian side, a lot of users we have seen is they still use CAD to trade. And for a lot of new users, they don't have crypto assets. So we want to give them opportunities to use the CAD to buy those high quality tokens. At least those tokens have been in the market for a few years and have been tested by market by a few years. And we want to give them solutions for them to trade. And also, as mentioned, we also want to become a world stablecoin trading center. So we also, gradually add on more stablecoin pairs, such as right now we have the first euro dollar backed stablecoin against CAD, which is EURS against CAD, and that's also a world first that enable all the Canadian users to buy, basically to gain exposures to euro dollar.
That's great to have those unique CAD trading pairs. And I'd like to know a little bit more about the Canadian cryptocurrency exchange market right now, as you are catering to explicitly Canadians. Is the Canadian market saturated? And by catering to Canadians, are you limiting out the growth from America and other countries to grow as big as exchanges like Bitstamp and Binance?
Yeah, I think that's a very critical question that I have asked myself multiple times before. I think Canadian market in general sense, it is smaller than the rest of the world because the total population of Canada is much smaller. However, according to Bank of Canada's 2017 statistics, there are about 1.8 million people in Canada who hold cryptos, at least at a certain point of time in history. So I think from our studies, some of our major pairs currently only has a few 100,000 users. So I think it is still not saturated in a way that nobody actually controls a major chunk of the 1.8 million people. And there are actually still new people coming to the crypto world every single day. So I think on the Canadian side, certainly there will be more room to grow. And also we have to, as a kind of industry player, we have to make sure the solution we provided is competitive, not only from the Canadian perspective, also on the global perspective, in either the fee side and also the liquidity side. So that's why we are trying hard on this to be at least as good as the international standard. And in terms of the global users, certainly VirgoCX also pays close attention to that. And VirgoCX currently is already in the way of building VirgoCX global sites. And it should be live in a matter of 2 months. At that time, we will be able to attract over 150 countries users to be able to onboard with us.
Wow, that's very exciting to hear that expansion. So congratulations to that. I'm looking forward to seeing more on that. Now, a little bit earlier, you touched on the fact that VirgoCX is listing a bunch of different stablecoins, and there's lots of different stablecoins that are coming out for different currencies in 2019 so far. Could you talk about your plans for growth in terms of adding more stablecoins to VirgoCX, and also the importance of why you need stablecoins for trading strategies or otherwise?
Sure, no problem. I guess I will start with the rationale why I think stablecoin will be able to attract a certain fraction in the future. In the past couple of years, we have seen that stablecoin mostly be used as a hedging tool, right? So whenever they see there is a potential drop of the cryptocurrency price, people would actually sell cryptocurrency to stablecoin to avoid risks. However, there is a key question yet to be answered: is actually USD-backed stablecoin enough, sufficient? I think the answer is not, because of the political potential chaos currently in the US. The USD currency at itself is not stable. So we need more different currency denominated stablecoins in order to provide users different ways to hedge their currency risks. So that's one reason I think there will be more diversifications in the stablecoins in the future. And the second thing is really something we want to advocate is to build a fixed FX foreign exchange trading using the blockchain technology. So right now, people, when they trade cryptos, they typically only trade basically on the price change or price movements of the cryptocurrencies. However, we have not thought about a case where you can use your Bitcoin or use your other stablecoin to potentially participate in the FX movements of the basically using the stablecoin trading. So those are the two reasons why we want to work with more different currency providers. Mm-hmm. And certainly we are talking with a lot of stablecoin projects. Our current focus is on the fiat-backed stablecoin. Mm-hmm. It's not about crypto-backed or asset-backed yet because of the regulatory environment currently in Canada. We already have 4 stablecoins on our platform right now, and we're looking to add more definitely in the very near future, potentially looking to add to make it around 10 in the end of the year.
Wow. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. And one important factor for any trader on a cryptocurrency exchange is the security of the exchange. I know you touched on that a little bit, but also the regulation behind it. Can you talk about how regulated is it for when users are signing up to the exchange, and how safe are their coins when they're holding them on the exchange?
Sure, no problem. So right now, because we are a Canadian registered entity, we can only take Canadian residents. So whoever lives in Canada can potentially register an account on VirgoCX. And I think regulation is quite important, to be pretty honest with you, because with the proper regulatory framework, the crypto exchange ecosystem, I think, is healthier. So we can basically to fight off some of the bad monies that want to be watched in the cryptocurrency exchange. And also in the meantime, we can rely on the regulatory guidance in order to work with some of the custodianship providers, such as banks, right? And in the future, could be insurance companies. Because we have all those regulatory framework in mind and compliance KYC policies in places that encourage those traditional players to partner with us, to have more faith into this industry. And on VirgoCX, in order to open accounts, you obviously have to go through some of our well-designed KYC process. And we actually have an automatic verification function available. So basically, after you fill out your KYC information, you can just click on automatic verification, and we will basically connect your information with third-party provider. And then if you can pass that information, actually there is no requirements for you to upload any other manual documents. So actually that provides at least 50% of our users currently to be able to finish their KYC in a matter of 5 to 10 minutes.
Wow, that's very fast. And now there's a trend that's been starting. It's been around for a while, but it hasn't really flourished yet, about the fact that decentralized exchanges are starting to become popular. What's your thought on a decentralized exchange versus centralized exchange, the usability, and how that may affect VirgoCX in the future?
I think the centralized exchange definitely has some value, and especially for decentralized exchange, basically the users can control their own private keys, right? So in terms of the safety side and the control side, it is arguably better than a centralized exchange. And I think in the very near future, all the major players will have certain strategic place into this field. We have already seen Binance working on this, and we have also seen a lot of other major cryptocurrency exchanges currently in development of decentralized exchange. At the current stage of VirgoCX, we pay very close attention to the fiat payments, fiat processing, and also liquidities. So that's why we haven't really made our own steps into decentralized exchange yet. However, I do see in the next 1 or 2 years, once our global site live, I think decentralized exchange will make more sense. We need to have larger populations in order to make a proper liquidities for the exchange. Because in the end of the day, safety is definitely very important, but also liquidity is critical too. If the users cannot trade or liquidate their position at the time they want, the meaning of having an exchange is compromised.
Yeah, and for your OTC users, they're able to go to you directly and avoid the order book that's on the VirgoCX exchange to transact, whether I believe it's 30,000 or more. Is that right? How easy is it to facilitate that OTC trade, and how can people learn more about that?
Sure. So for our current OTC desk, we actually have a relationship with major liquidity providers in US, in Canada. So we are actually able to facilitate transaction size anything from 30K CAD or 50K USD up, and we can really accommodate, both small or large volumes. And so basically, whenever an OTC trade, say, for example, I have 100K Bitcoin I want to liquidate, so they just need to basically call our OTC desk or send email to OTC desk, or even just using their instant communication tools, such as WhatsApp, Skype. We can accommodate all these, and we will be able to provide them a code. And of course, they have to finish the KYC onboarding first. But after that is all done, and we can provide them a code. And as long as they're satisfied with the code, then they can lock the code. And once the code is locked, there will be no price movements, and we can do the settlement typically same day. So, and that's why right now we're really providing these benefits to the OTC traders. They don't need to worry about price slippage. So if you think the Bitcoin price is going down today, I really want to get my coin out of the way right now. So just give us a call. We lock the price for you. You don't need to worry about price movements anymore, and you will see your money either today or the latest T+1. So that's why we have seen a lot of tractions coming out. We can do both buy and sell. We can really accommodate all the size to a quite large number.
That's great. And how can viewers learn more about the cryptocurrency exchange and the OTC desk online?
So they can certainly they can search VirgoCX on Google, or they can go to www.virgocx.ca. And I actually do encourage people to follow us on Twitter because we have a lot of campaigns going on, such as the one that we just announced that we want to give, basically we want to encourage the EURS adoptions in Canada, as we just listed the EURS versus CAD pair. So for anybody who deposits EURS for even as low as $1, we will give you $15 worth of EURS as a bonus, deposit bonus. And we actually have constant campaign. We give out, Ledger wallet. We give out Bitcoins. We almost have campaigns every single week. So we do encourage people to follow us. And if you have any OTC demands, we do have an OTC page on our website too. Or you can just contact us directly, and we will be able to help you.
Great. Well, I'll leave those links in the description box below. Thank you so much for your time, Adam. Let's follow up in the near future.
Thank you so much, Ashton. I appreciate your time.